Welcome, dear students, to this physics session. Chapter 1, Motion. This chapter is of two parts. Part 1 will be discussed in this video and part 2 in the coming video. Have you ever looked at the objects at the side of the road when you are inside a moving car? Don't you see them moving? Are they moving in reality? Do you know that even when you are sitting in your desk, you are moving? Seems weird, right? Follow up to find out how it could be. First, let's explain the meaning of two main terms you'll be using throughout this chapter. At rest, in motion. An object is at rest when its position does not change relative to another object. Position is the location or place where an object is at a certain time. It could be in front of another object, behind another object, 10 meters above an object, 5 meters below an object. All of these terms represent position. Relative to means compared to, with respect to another object. Look at the blue car. It's at a certain position behind the stop sign. With time, it's still in its location, still in its same place, still in its same position behind the stop sign. So the position of the blue car is not changing with respect to the stop sign. That's why the blue car is said to be at rest with respect to the stop sign. An object is in motion when its position changes relative to another object. The blue car is changing its position relative to the stop sign. It was at a certain position behind the stop sign. With time, it's getting closer, which means that its position is changing. The car first was 10 meters behind the stop sign, 5 meters behind the stop sign, 2 meters behind the stop sign, 10 meters behind, 5 meters behind, 2 meters behind. All of these represent position of the blue car with respect to the stop sign. So the position of the car in this case is changing relative to the stop sign. That's why we say that the car is in motion relative to the stop sign. Pay attention. In both cases, we are comparing the position of the car relative to another object, which is the stop sign in this case. Let's take this example. What can we say about the motion of the bag on the top of the moving car? At rest or in motion? Let's find out the answer. Focus at the bag and the moving car. Is the position of the bag changing relative to the moving car? No, it's not changing. Let's see it again. Here's the bag. It is on the top of the car. The car starts moving. The bag is still on the top of the car, which means that its position is not changing relative to the moving car. So the bag is at rest relative to the moving car. Same example, but I want from you now to focus at the bag and the stop sign. Is the position of the bag changing relative to the stop sign? Yes, it's changing. Let's see it again. Here's the bag. It is at a certain position behind the stop sign. The car starts moving. The bag is getting closer to the stop sign, which means that its position is changing relative to the stop sign. In this case, we say that the bag is in motion relative to the stop sign. As you have seen in the previous two examples, the bag on the top of the car is in motion and at rest at the same time. At rest relative to the car itself, in motion relative to the stop sign. The moving car and the stop sign are used to determine whether the bag is in motion or at rest. How? By comparing the position of the bag with respect to each one of them. The moving car and the stop sign are called references. What do we mean by a reference? Reference is a place or object used for comparison to determine if something is in motion. It is the same as in the case of the bag. The bag was in motion relative to one reference, which is the stop sign, and at rest relative to another chosen reference, which is the moving car. So, to tell whether an object is at rest or in motion, it depends on a chosen reference. Let's solve this application to clarify more the idea. The book put on the table is at rest or in motion? Very good. First, we have to choose a reference. Let's consider the table as a reference. The book is at rest relative to the table, since its position is not changing relative to the table. It's on the top of the table and it is still on the top of the table. No change in the position, so it is at rest. Let's take the sun as a reference. The book is in motion relative to the sun, since its position changes relative to the sun. How? Seems somehow strange. Let's see how. The book is on planet Earth. As you know, Earth orbits the sun. The position of Earth changes relative to the sun. So, any object on Earth, its position will be changing relative to the sun. The book, which is on Earth, is changing its position relative to the sun. That's why it is in motion relative to the sun. As a conclusion, the book is at rest and in motion at the same time. At rest relative to one reference, which is the table, and in motion relative to another reference, which is the sun. Out from what you have seen, to determine whether an object is at rest or in motion, first step, we have to choose a specific reference. Second step, we have to compare the position of the object relative to the chosen reference. If the position of the object does not change relative to this reference, then it is at rest. If the position of the object changes relative to this reference, then it is in motion. Keep in mind, I can't indicate whether an object is at rest or in motion without choosing a specific reference. Now, please open your booklet, Worksheet 1, Part 1, pause the video, read the paragraph of Worksheet 1, solve numbers 1, 2, and 3. After 10 minutes, come back and check your answers. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed the video.